Hey, what's going on? This is Big Grime making another Reaktor video. This is the latest synthesizer I've been working on, and pretty much in this tutorial I'm going to show you how I kind of tune my samples, because it has two of my sound modules are based on analog waveforms, oscillators, and then my third sound module is a sample playback / wavetable. Alright. I'm going to play it real quick so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. This is a fat lead. Which I have both of my oscillators going off and my sample playback. Normally I would hide this screen right here, but this is for the purpose of the video. I'll right click it, open map editor. This is all my samples that I've sampled, and right now what we just heard was an amp on the Art Odyssey, and I click on that. Alright, and right now I tuned it down 16 minus 16 because the original sample was out of tune. Like, say if I planned a lead sound with it and then I wanted to play a piano with the same pattern, you know, how would it be in tune? Because when you sample stuff, it's not always in tune. So to make it in tune is you have to use a tuner. And in Sonar, for some reason when the tuner's on, you don't hear anything. But however, it will let you know what tone, whatever's going through, what tone it is. So I always use the C key so I can know whether it's right or not. And what I do is I mute my oscillators, because of course they're in tune because they came with the Reaktor. I mute them. First I kind of play it by ear. I have one of the oscillators on, and then I have my sample playback on, and I press the C key to see if they sound well together, or if it sounds like it's the same tune. And then once it's pretty close, then I use my tuner. It's just a quicker process. And let's just say if it's my sample is in a, when I'm hitting the C key and my sample is in an A tone, then I know I need to up the pitch a little bit to get to a C. And sometimes a sample could be a C2, but you're hitting C1, and you'll know the difference. It may sound good because it's harmonizing, but it doesn't sound the same as your oscillator. So what you need to do is just get it as close as possible to your oscillator, and then use a tuner to say, okay, if it's an A in tone, then I know I need to up the pitch a little bit to make it a C. And as you can see, when I hit the key, make sure everything's mute besides my sample playback. See, when I hit the C key, as you see it, the C popped up. Originally, because I had tuned it down 16 parts, let's say if I put it back to 0 the way the sample originally was, and I hit the C key, see, it was an E. So I toned it down 16 times to get it in tune. And that's pretty much how I tune my samples. It can be a pain in the ass, it's time consuming, but it's worth it once you finish the product. And that's the same way you tune your wavetables, the same way, because wavetables, you have to tune them too. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how I tune, my samples. I can go in under the hood to show you real quick what I got going on. That's the sample playback. Going to my filter, going to an amp, which it basically is a volume and mute. That way I can change the volume on that sample and mute. into a splitter, into my master volume so I can control the volume of everything, into the outputs. Then I got my two sound modules / oscillators. I click in, go in one of my sound modules, and here's all my oscillator waveforms right here. Boom. I have some going into like a tri-sync. We're gonna go more into that on another video. I'm gonna show you how I did that. And I made it real easy because I did FM synthesis and sync, and separated them and to name them as waveforms. So it makes it easy for people who don't, want to go into, like, a lot of synthesizers have those matrix type things where you can select what goes into what, and for a person who's just beginning, that can be kind of difficult or really don't know what they're doing. This makes it a lot easier to use because I have a knob for FM and sync, and it just makes it real easy. I also have a vintage button, two vintage buttons. One is more vintage than the other one, and I have two LFOs, one for filters and one for the pitch on the oscillators. I'm gonna have a tube assimilator on it when it's done. I think it's gonna be a well-rounded instrument when I'm done. So I look forward to it when it comes release. I'll have it for free. You can download it. And like I said, on my next video, I'll talk about how I did the FM and sync synthesis. Alright, peace.